Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing okay. Today is Wednesday. On the alternate weeks when I'm not making the attic archives, I don't normally film on a Wednesday. But I'm home alone, so it seems like a good opportunity because the silence is unparalleled. I quite like being home alone, I find it kind of soothing, but now that I'm used to having a dog, not having her at home with me is really weird. It's fine if my dad is here because there's still movement and noise in the house and stuff. I guess someone to talk to over lunch. But like when I'm like alone now, I'm like not really used to it anymore, I guess. It's quite rare that my dad and the dog are out at the same time. My dad is at work and Wednesday's at daycare. And it's just, it doesn't normally happen. And I'm like, it's so empty. So I thought I would film this also because the actual reason. My little Hobonichi order, round 2, arrived. Obviously I changed system and I decided what I want for 2024 since my last little order. And the last order I made was really little, really. I really only ordered the 2024 Hon book, which I feel weird about. I'm not sure if I want to keep it as a backup because I'm quite attached to it, even though I haven't used it. Or if I should rehome it, really, because otherwise maybe it goes to waste. I'm not sure. I'm kind of like, oh, I could wait a few months into the year and see, but then like if I don't end up using it, like it's still partly wasted in it, so I don't know what to do with it. I kind of like, I guess, the security blanket idea of having a backup, but I don't know. Anyway, this order is bigger than my previous one, but I didn't know that they make like the tiny boxes for the A6 size. It is super cute and it's less bashed up than my other box was, so that's quite nice. This arrived like 20 minutes ago and I really want to open it. That's the real reason we're here. It's not because I'm home alone and I feel weird, it's because I want to open this and I don't want to wait. My current books are fast outgrowing their cover. I don't know if you can see that, but like my second book is like bending around its spine. Like there's not enough room in this cover anymore for these books. It wasn't too bad when I first started them, and I'm like 40 pages-ish into my day free and a month full in my A6, and it's just like they're outgrown. It's getting a bit warped in there, so I'm really excited because I have a new cover in my box. So that's the reason we're here. I thought we could do a little unboxing and I can put the new cover on and then we can do like a month in review. That's kind of my plan. It's a month in review and a little unboxing. I thought that might be nice because I don't really want to film a journal with me this week. I just have too much to do and you guys like it when I talk. So I thought I could just come and talk and we can look at how it's going because I still feel really solid about it. I'm so content, really. Like I'm so chill. I keep getting a lot of anons and stuff on Tumblr, people suggesting me different books to try, and I keep being like, no, it's cool, like I'm good, I'm happy now, like I'm done, I'm sorted. And then I get more messages and they're like, oh, I would really like to have seen you try this and try that, and I'm like, yeah, but I'm good now, like I did it, I'm good. Hopefully not gonna eat those words in a couple of months, but I do feel good. So I guess first we can put the new cover on and we can do the unboxing, and then after that I'll do the flip through, and that way you can watch whichever half of the video you want to watch. I still have my cousin on my desk. I just kind of like it being there. I think, I don't know, it's cozy. I like having it around still. But yeah, I'm super happy with my little A6 books. It's just so nice because if I fill them well, I can still fill like 4 books a year, in theory. So I get the micro win of changing books and archiving books and putting them away and starting fresh in the year. But I also, when I'm working in them, I have that feeling of like a full book, a little book, like a nice big but little book, which autistically speaking, we know really appeals to me. So it's just, it does seem like the best of everything I tried, and I'm so happy. I covered my address up with a folded piece of paper and some tape. This box is a lot more intact than my previous one was, so that's nice because I have like 2020, 21 and 23, I think, and then maybe the only one I don't have is 22. So it's kind of nice that now I have a more intact 24 box. Sometimes I put Hobonichi stuff away in them, like when I have spare pencil boards I'll put them all away inside the boxes. And I'm not sure what the best way to do this is. I think I'm just going to take everything out. Oh my god, 2 pens. I actually don't use these, so maybe I'll put them in my shop, or I could send them to patrons in the UK maybe for free. Just because I don't use them, and they sent me 2 more. I guess because you get 1 per book, right? And I bought a few books. I'll work that out. I'll put it on Patreon, that's what I'll do. Oh, the Lucky Dip bag round 2. I got the really ugly yellow one the first time. I really hope I don't have that again. Oh, thank god it's not. I can see that it's not. I got the blue one, which still not ideal, I guess, but not as bad as the yellow. Maybe I'll put this on Patreon too. I'll put it back in its weird foil envelope. Because I don't use these. Some people do, I think, but I don't know what to do with this. Like, I just don't have little things and then a space to put the little bag, I guess. Cuter than the yellow one though. I got some pencil boards. That's what I got. So I got some pencil boards because I've still been using this one. I have like 3 of these. One of them is really roughed up. I have this one and then I have a spare. And I was using this one still when I was using my A5 book. This is the one for the weeks, but I prefer this. I think this narrower shape is nicer, but it doesn't fit in the A6. It's too long, so it sticks out awkwardly and it's just a bit weird. So I decided it was probably finally time to get the appropriate size pencil board for my books, because I am actually a big advocate for the pencil board. Not as a pencil board, as a writing underneath thing, but as like a ruler. I really like it as a ruler and a page marker. I use this as a ruler, or I use like a ghost card. Like, it's terrible, but I use my ghost cards as rulers. The ones that are mine, obviously not the shop stock. But I use things like that, like business cards as rulers, because there's nothing I hate more than having to carry around like an actual ruler. They're just kind of chunky and weird. Mine are always covered in glue. So it's like it's a thing. Like, my rulers, I guess because I grew up an art student, my rulers are all sticky and gross, but my pencil boards are clean. So I guess that's part of it. And I like how slim they are. I just really like them. I got 2 because, you know, it's good to be prepared, and they do wear out. So I always think it's worth it, especially when you're ordering from Japan now. From the Hobonichi shop, the shipping is no longer included and stuff. They add the taxes in, so it just makes sense to try and maximize what you're picking up, I guess, to stop you having to reorder for small things later. And recently I found that the smaller things, like the pencil boards and the cover-on-covers, have not really been available in UK shops. They've been sold out. Obviously they restock them when they're selling the books at the beginning of the year and the middle of the year, and then things sell out in the middle, like in the gaps. So it can be kind of annoying to try and get hold of them. So I just picked them up. Not interesting, but there's your over-explanation. I got a cover-on-cover. As I said, I really struggled to find one of these in the UK. It's bad timing because I'm placing this order very late. So all the the cover-on-covers have been sold out, and I couldn't find one, which was part of why I placed another Hobonichi direct order in the end. I'd worked out that if I wanted to get these bits in the UK, I was going to have to order from like 4 different UK-based shops, and then like with the shipping adding up, it just didn't really make a lot of sense. So that's how I got here again. So I got 1 cover-on-cover, I don't think I need another one. And then I got the Gentle Stripes cover for my books. I think it should be just that bit bigger because this one is a more compact style. It's only got like 1 pen loop and the elastic. It doesn't have like the big closure that these ones have. I'm hoping it's going to be okay. I might still run out of room and I'm not sure, but hopefully fine. I picked this one because I didn't really like any of the other ones this year, apart from the one that is like fabric and has the dog on it, and it has like neon thread, if you know the one I mean, but it's out of stock until February. That was the only one that I really would have been happy buying, I think, this year. So maybe in February, if I still really like it and I don't know if I want to change, then I might consider it, but it's an expensive one, I think. It's an artist collab one, so I don't know, but I chose the Gentle Stripes. I didn't really want the plain black one, and the only like proper plain black one they had this year was the leather one, which again made it more expensive, and I was kind of like, oh god. So I chose this one. It's wool. I think it might feel really nice. I think it might be kind of soft, so I'll open it up and we can see. Sorry for the crinkling if you want to pause it or mute it. Okay. It is soft. authentic reaction. Ooh, it's like a, yeah, it's soft. I think because my hands are cold it feels weird, but it's cold in the house today. It's quite cold in the UK today actually. So the texture is really strange because my hands are so cold. I didn't realize how cold my hands were. But it's really nice, I think. Should I put the books in? So I also got, here we go, my Avex for 2024, the Japanese editions. I don't really care for the English versions. That was the other problem I had, was when I was trying to find them in UK shops, it was all the English versions. I guess maybe a lot of people prefer that, but I don't. I'm one of those people who finds the quotes and stuff kind of distracting on the page. I just think the Japanese one feels more minimalistic, and I think that's just because I can't read some of the text, I guess, but it just feels quieter somehow. I don't really like the English editions. I wanted the Japanese versions of both, so I had to order from Hobonichi because the UK ones seem to be very biased towards the English versions. I picked up another day free because I'm 40-ish pages into my current day free. Obviously, I've only had it for a month. There's 170 pages in the book, and I think I worked out, like the math, that 40 pages, 42 pages is like a quarter of the book. So even if I have quieter months and busier months, that's still only like 4 solid months. Do you know what I mean? Something like that, if I use 40 pages. And I won't always, but my logic feels that it still wouldn't be enough for a year, I guess. So I picked up a second one as a just in case. A likely just in case, because again, I'm worried that if I try and pick one up later in the year, I might have a hard time getting hold of one. And if I have to order just a £14 book from Japan, I will not be impressed. The shipping would be like 4 times as much as the book. So I picked it up as a just in case. This one is progressing really well, so I think it just kind of feels smart. I'm probably going to keep this in the Hobonichi pouch I bought last time on my desk. It's like by where my laptop goes on the shelf. And it's just a good storage space for my Hobonichi stuff, so I'll probably keep it in there for now to keep it safe. But yeah, just in case. And then I got my Avec books for 2024. I'm currently in the last half of the 2023 book, and I didn't have these yet. So, you know, I was like, I can keep waiting realistically, but it's getting close to December and then the shipping gets all messed up all over the world. So I waited like just under a month, I guess, from when I started, just over a month maybe. And I was like, oh, I should still wait it out just in case I change my mind again or something. But I was like, how long can you really wait when you're coming up on the end of the year? So I picked them up, bit the bullet. And because I needed a cover, so I was like, well, there's no point only ordering one thing, is there? So that's how we got here. This is a cute little stack of books. I really prefer these paper covers. The Hon came in that horrible, weird, hard plastic with like the really sticky glue. I like these paper books. I think they're so much better. The Hon should also come in this. Hobonichi, if you're watching for some reason. Why? Okay, let's put the book away and then I will do a hopefully quick flip through. Nothing I do is quick, but you know. I'll do a flip through and we can see some stuff has happened since I last showed you, like 3 days ago. So it'll be kind of fun to catch you back up. This cover is so good. It has really done me well. Do you see how big that spine is? I think this is more suitable for like 1 day free or 1/2 of the Avec or just the normal size book, but not too full because like it's done a really good job, but like I was warping my spine. I will put that back in my Hobonichi boxes, as I said, and I will keep it for next time because it's such a good cover. I'm a really big fan. I'm glad I bought it back when I did because I did not know that I would loop back around and use it again, but I did. It's just one of those things where I feel like I don't mind holding onto my Hobonichi stuff because I trust that one day I'll probably loop back around again. So it doesn't feel like a big deal when things are just sitting in storage. Okay. I wonder how much bigger it is. Do you think it's actually bigger or do you think it's the exact same size? Oh no, look, it is slightly bigger by like 2 millimeters. Hopefully 2 millimeters is all I need. So this is my first half, obviously. My sleep tracker and stuff is in there, like I showed you the other day. I have my daily pages, all good. Getting kind of full though with some stickers, not stickers, but like printouts stuck in. Okay. And then my day 3, which again, if you squeeze it, it's not chunking up too badly. It's holding up really well, considering that I'm just under a quarter of the way in and I have stuff of varying sizes stuck across like 80% of the filled pages, I guess I would say. Some really questionable math going on there, but if I was being, you know, if I had to explain it, it's, you know, there is a lot stuck in because that's how I like to work, I think. I have that one page is like sticking out and I don't know why, but there we go. Which page is it? Why does it stick out? I hate when that happens in a notebook and you're like, why are you doing that to me? So it's not too bad. It is holding up really well. When I pinch the spine, this is like weird information, but when I pinch the spine, I can feel that there's stuff stuck in it. Like, because I've been tipping pages in, which is when you put it right in and then you tape inside the edge. So it's like really neat. Let me find an example. Where is one? This one. So it's right tucked in and then I've taped it and there's tape on both sides, and I feel like I've done that for a couple of pages and you can like feel the tape in the spine, which is not interesting information, it's just funny. I did realise that the other day and I was like, ew, it's kind of weird. Is that tucked in? I think so. Okay. It's still kind of tight. No. Okay, well, it's not the end of the world. I guess if I need to, I could always have them in separate covers. It is still really tight. My spine is bending slightly less, that 2mm is doing its job, but it is still tighter than I would like it to be. They should make a bigger sized cover. They should make like one that's just like a smidge bigger for the 2-book system, because it's not quite... I don't know, maybe it's unavoidable because my books get kind of chunky. I think eventually maybe the day 3 will have to be in its own cover, because when like half of it or 2/3 is full, it's gonna be like, I don't know. And it's always the day 3 that's bending, so I just, in the back of the book, I don't know. It's fine, it's still an improvement for the time being anyway. And now you have the double closure, so maybe it will be okay. Maybe I'll just have to come to terms with the idea of my books getting a little bent up. I can't remember how bad they were in my previous cover. I don't think my books ever got full enough really for it to be a problem. I think I was being a lot more careful. But this time I was kind of thinking like, I don't really want to be careful. I just want to use it how I want to use it. I don't want to be like censoring myself, I guess, or like holding back on the stuff I want to be sticking in. What is happening here? I swear this used to be easy. Okay. Stiff. It is cute though. Like, I think it looks nice, but this doesn't feel like an improvement size-wise. Maybe it is. Maybe it's fine. It has room to grow, I think. Like how bent that is. Okay, I might have to consider 2 covers. I don't really want to do that because I like them being in one. That's kind of the point for me, is that they're in one book. Do you know what I mean? But it wouldn't be... I guess it wouldn't be the end of the world. And I might have to consider maybe just carrying one book when I go out and stuff, and then it wouldn't be so bad, it would be okay. But Hobonichi, please consider. I don't know. Okay, let's do the flip through. I don't know if I'm going to put the cover on. I really wanted to buy it as a just in case thing, and then you can stick stuff underneath and you have more pockets and stuff. And you get that ziplock at the back, don't you? Is that still... Is that? Oh, it is a thing. I thought it was gone. Yeah, it's still a thing, the ziplock. It's a nice feature. I like the option. I don't know, but I like how this feels, so I might leave it off for now. Also, because I haven't worked out what I want to put in here yet. I thought about putting a ghost card, but wasn't sure. So, we'll see. We'll see. Okay, let's do the flip through. I'll move this. Is all the stuff sticking in the edge of the frame. It's like, it's messy to the side. I will slide everything away and it will all fall off my desk at the end. Right, let's do the flip through. Okay, so in my Avec, things are going well. I have my sleep tracker. Is that in this book? Yeah, like I showed you last week. It is working well. It is almost full, so it looks kind of cute. It is on Patreon. That is the place to get it at the moment. It's awkward to just upload one thing to my shop, to be honest. It's a bit annoying. So I've just popped it on Patreon and it's a freebie on there, alongside some other labels that I showed you last week in the attic archives. This is my sleep log. It's boring, it's just sleep information for me because I'm on the wait list for the sleep clinic and I have issues with a capital I. I have some bits stuck in for October. I was going to backfill it, but I never found the time, I guess. It wasn't really a priority for me to sit down and do that. October is complete in my A5, so it doesn't feel like something that has to be done. How would you call it? It doesn't feel like necessary, I guess. It's just, I thought it might be nice for the fullness. But because it is complete in my other book, I'm not really fussed. Like, I can put them both away at the end of the year, so it's not a big deal. I have some pages filled though. I did fill in like the last couple of days for Halloween and stuff. Yeah, I did like the last week basically, so that when I started the book I felt more at home, I guess. That's why I do it. It's nice to backfill a couple of pages. And then going into November, we've got a full house. Every page is complete, which is nice. I've got a movie I watched, It Chapter 2, my favourite comfort movie, Coffee with a Friend. These are all my own stickers. I'm quite biased. I really only use my own stickers just because, I don't know, just prefer it, I guess. A little quote thing. More of my own stickers. So these are my daily logs. They're like a little summary of my day normally, kind of like how I'm feeling, what I've been up to. I've also been using the tick boxes at the top just to have some small daily tasks. I have a running weekly to-do list in my day free book, but I still think it's nice to have a little summary. At least that way when I look back through my dated book, I can kind of see what I've been up to in a more cohesive and simpler way than in my commonplace book. So that's sort of what the space is for, and I quite like it that way. This one when I was working on sketchbook pages for my zine. And then my books, 10 out of 10. That must have been when I made my, the journal with me I did a couple of weeks ago, I think. Again, see, it's just nice because I wouldn't remember that properly, but then when I look at the picture, I can kind of like, I can pick the memory back up easier, if that makes sense. I have a really hard time with my memory, but I found that pictures really help. So my books now are like mostly pictures. I think that's something I learned while I was doing all my experimentation, was that having the pictures as reference throughout made things a lot easier to recall. I guess because I can connect the pictures up with parts of the attic archives I remember working on, and it's like that kind of thing where it just gives me more, not continuity, but more touchstones to remember things by. It's a weird little system I've built for myself, but it works. When I put the Christmas tree up, that was only like, what, a week ago, 2 weeks ago? Wonky house I saw on the way back from my doctor's appointment. It's not a house, it's an old like antique furniture shop, and it's like proper askew. And the fence to the side is made out of doors, like old doors, like bedroom doors. It's like, it's all doors. It's so like, it's very Monsters Inc. But this is the nice thing about having pictures, is like you go back through them and they remind you of things, and it's nice. And I have that from my old books too, is when I flick back through them, I can actually still recall stuff, which for someone with the cognitive issues that I have at the moment is like, it's 10 out of 10. When I ordered the cover, when I was thinking about it, and then when I was working on that card to potentially go in the front, this is when I saw Alpha in Bristol, and then spending the day with my brother and his girlfriend in Bath. And then last couple of days, just some stickers. This was yesterday. I have a bit to write here because I finished the winter stickers. I want to write about that here. I remember that. And then this is today, I think. 29th, I think. And then I think tomorrow we get Spotify Wrapped, which I love. Mine is always a bit weird. I'm always curious because because I'm autistic, I spend a lot of time listening to the same song over and over. So it's really interesting to see what ends up being the winner at the end. My day 3 is my commonplace book. I think most of us watching know that. It's the same tagging system as always, it's for topics. Nothing has changed there. Spooky little guy. This was when I was tracking, I still am, I'm up to date. How many days in a row I was using my books, because I wanted to make sure that I like consistently gave it a go this month. And it's pretty good. I just have a few days where I was busy or distracted. But it's cute, filled out. Again, this is part of that label sheet that's on Patreon. That's like weird to put in the shop because it's too small, I guess. And then one of my weekly logs, I stuck in this little like cemetery headstone photo thing. I just think it's nice. Commonplace book notes. My sketchbook page, again from the same zine. And another one. The blue dot is work notes, so that's always illustration stuff normally. A commonplace entry about a really cool NeoCities site. Is it NeoCities or GeoCities? NeoCities, isn't it? I can't remember. My brain is doing a thing. It was really cool. I thought it was amazing, really, so I just wanted to kind of document it. And then these are my highlights from the book I'm reading still. I'm on like 85% now, if anyone's interested. I'm almost there. The last couple of chapters have been a lot heavier. Yeah, it's a lot. So I'm even slower now. It's just a lot to digest, kind of thing. Some of the passages in the last chapter really stuck with me afterwards. They were kind of like really hanging over me. So I'm almost done though, so that's kind of cool. I was thinking about reading either Lockwood and Co. or picking the Raven Boys back up. I really love the Raven cycle. I've read like 3 or 4 of them when I was younger, and then I reread the first one in the summer, and I want to read the rest of them, and then like the series about the Lynch brothers, but like it's a lot, like in like because I like them so much, do you know what I mean? So it's like it's a big undertaking. I'm like, oh, I have to be ready for that to consume me when I'm doing it, and I'm not ready. I have too much to do. So I do want to pick those back up. I think Lockwood and Co could be fun. I'm really gutted they cancelled the TV show. Apparently some of the characters aren't as fleshed out in the books as they are in the TV show. I think someone told me that George's character is a lot less, which is sad because he's such a gem in the TV show. So I don't know, maybe they're middle grade books, I think. So again, it's that thing of like, would I enjoy them? Probably, but I don't know, it's like I don't know, I'm just kind of like, I'm not sure, I guess. Like when I looked at them in the bookshop and the font is like size 14, I was like, oof. But I might, because I kind of crave that like spooky, everyday kind of like nice feeling, I guess. And it would be a lot lighter than this, so might do it anyway. I don't know what this is. Oh, it's still my highlights from the book. I can tell from the tag. And then a little note to myself at the end, I think. This one is a personal thing. This is that poem that I talked about last time, and then my weekly to-do list, my running list. These are going well. I don't do them every week, but when I need them, they're great. No notes. They're just working. Some personal notes, I think. And then this is that page that has Jane Birkin and her bag, and then that bag I thought about buying but I didn't buy. I thought I printed these a bit big on reflection and it was kind of stressing me out, so I stuck an even bigger photo over them because in my brain that makes sense. I just put a little spooky kid over the top as a little flap. Again, this is why the spine is getting chunky because of all the tape. It made me feel better and it worked, so I don't regret it. I probably could have used some thinner paper, but what I did was print out or cut out the kid, the ghost kid, and then I stuck it on like some 100 GSM like hammered paper. It's like textured and it's nice, but it's probably a bit thick and that's why my spine is crying. So maybe don't do that. Could have just been a normal printout. I could have just cut a bigger border, but c'est la vie. Yeah. And then similar here, I was kind of intimidated. I don't know what it is, but sometimes when I'm working in my books on an evening, I think the ink looks so dark and the pages look so busy and I get really weird about it. I think because I'm working in low light and it's just like a perception thing, because the next day I'm always like, what are you crying about? But I stuck in another photo over the top and it was like a newspaper cutout. And then I was like, oh, that's so like bleak, because the headline was kind of sad, and then obviously it talked about like the electrical fault, which obviously wasn't true in the end, and I was like, oh god, hate it. So I tore it really carefully with the edge of a ruler almost, and then just left like this little section. And I'm like, for what reason did I do that? Like this whole thing for what? Just obsessing over how busy the pages look. I think it looks fine. I don't regret the pages, even though the topic is so sad and every time I skim past it, I'm like, god, that's gutting when I think back on it. But like, it was a really good documentary and I'm glad I watched it. I'm glad I learned about it because I never would have otherwise probably. And so I try to think of it that way now when I go past it, because they're pages that I don't love. I try to reframe my perception when I'm flicking through, I guess, and I think like, okay, but it was good that you learned. And it was interesting and it was really well made, and like the victims and the families that were left behind like deserve for people to know the truth, do you know what I mean? So Anyway, I guess, yeah, that's how I reframe the perception of like bad pages. Again, this one, I went back and I stuck something over it too, because when I didn't have that ghost kid, and then I had the ghost train, and then I had the second handbag page, I was like, what is this? Like, why are there so many, like, I don't know, it just didn't feel very me. So again, I stuck one over the top. I just stuck an excerpt. This one is an excerpt from a Rebecca Solnit book, I think. Again, I haven't written on the back. I need to print out some little labels for them. But it's good. I read her book, A Field Guide to Getting Lost, and I really enjoyed it. I don't know if this one is from that. I imagine it is because it feels very topical. But stuck it over and I do feel better, so, you know, no regrets. It's just getting a bit manic in here. It's getting a bit, you know, it's a bit much, maybe. This is my Gloomy Kids Don't Die little drawing. Again, that's on Patreon. And then just some text, because I was like, you have got to level this back out. Like, there's just too much stuck in and it's all too big. It was stressing me out. This was a receipt for a book I bought. It was this book. I need to fill this text in from the day that I did it. Just haven't done it yet. I keep forgetting. Did finally remember to print out the picture though, so there's that. And then this again is when I saw Alpha in Bristol. It was super good. It was literally so good. Yeah, I just wanted to keep those memories, I guess, in both books. And then this one is an article called, I don't know what that says. Oh, Sleep More and Be Happier. So it was an article in The Atlantic about sleep, and normally I wouldn't spend the time to copy this out or even read it because I have like clinical sleep troubles. So like when I'm reading about like sleep hygiene, it's like it's really a bit beyond that. It's not what I need. But this one talked about some really interesting links between like sleep and depression and stuff, and about how sometimes if you have like really bad sleep issues or clinical sleep issues, you can feel better for the less you sleep, which is something that kind of resonates with me sometimes. I feel better if I stay up all night than if I sleep and get bad sleep, which is every night. So it's like a weird, and for that reason, because it resonated, I copied it out a bit. Well, I didn't copy it out a bit, I copied out the entire thing, but I decided to keep it. Made some notes, some more notes. It was like 6 pages, yeah, so it was just, there were some interesting points raised, I think, was the difference. Normally when I skim articles like that, I'm like, great, this was useless. It's just like a listicle of like how to get better sleep, and it's like, don't go on your phone. Which when you have a clinical sleep issue is like an insulting recommendation almost. But he raised some good points, the author raised some good points, I think, so I kept it. A little bit of personal notes at the bottom, I think, and then this week's list. I'm not sure what this smudge is. I'm like, what happened there? I think it's just an indentation in the book, but I keep catching it in the light and being like, what is that? Not a lot going on yet this week. I can tick some off today. I haven't filled out my habits, don't know why. And that's where we're at, 39 pages. So I'm 4 pages off, can't count, that quarter way mark. And I have some some little cutouts in here, spooky things to stick in. I have my Ian Curtis collage still. Still haven't decided where to put it. And it chapter 1 apparently. That's where we're at. That's it, that's what I got. I just thought it would be nice to show you a cohesive flip through of my first month in these books. I'm still loving them, like no notes really. I just need to stop freaking out about how dark things look on an evening when I'm sitting with one lamp on. But I think it's good. I think I like it. Going forward, I think the main thing to remember for myself is just to try and balance out the text and the images, because sometimes I have so many topics and pictures back to back and that stresses me out. It's like these 4 pages. Like, it's too much. It feels like too much to me, and adding those bits on top helped. But it feels too busy, I guess. Like, I prefer to have more spacing between them. So I would like more pages of just text in between all the stuck in stuff. Like, again here, like this is kind of a bit much maybe. Not as bad. But I guess that's why I was looking for articles to copy out and stuff, and to try and space it back out a bit more. I think I prefer it when it's more like, where is that? Like this first page is good because it's text and a little image. And then I like it when, like here, where it's mostly text and then the little pictures are stuck on the top. I think I prefer that. So I just need to stop printing things so big because they stress me out. Like, why did I print these so big? Like, that's so... I don't know. That's my only thoughts. No notes for the books, for the system. It's all working so good. It's all fine. It's all exactly what I need. There's nothing I'm not keeping up with. There's nothing that's too much. It's super maintainable and it's perfect for me. I just need to stop printing pictures so big and sticking so many in. And then maybe also my books would fit in their covers too. So there's that. But otherwise, it's going super well. I was hoping I'd have a bit more room in this cover, I'm not gonna lie. If anyone has solutions for that, I don't really want a Mortem one, Motem, I don't know what it's called. Is there an R in there? I don't really want one of those because they're just so chunky. I like how, like, these are not too much, you know? Everyone's always like, get a Motem one, but they don't appeal to me in the way they seem to appeal to everyone else. I don't know if it's maybe the colour options, but, like, they just don't appeal to me. I don't think I really want, like, a leather-focused cover. I think, even though that would be easiest because I could contact someone on Etsy and I could ask for, like, an extra centimetre or something, which would give me the room I need, but I just don't think I want a leather one at the moment. Maybe though, then it could be like a throwback to the traveller style again, and that could be nice, but I'm not sure. It's something to consider. I guess it's the best solution, the most budget-friendly solution probably too, would be to contact someone on Etsy. Yeah, I might have to just come to terms with that. But for now, this one is okay. I do have that little bit extra room for the next like 40 pages. So there we go, that's how it's looking. Isn't it the second half of the year the smaller book too? So when I change over in January, my yellow book, my hideous yellow book is going to be even thicker than this one, which is not ideal. I might have to do it. Again, I could carry them in separate covers and it would be a non-issue. Like, I could just keep one in this one and one in this one. And they're a cute pair, like, they match, but the part of the appeal for me is having them both together. So I might just have to get over my aversion to a leather cover. And this is leather, so I don't know why I think I have beef. Okay, just wanted it to be a super chill video this week, to be honest. Just wanted to come and talk at you for a bit. I'm gonna go and make some lunch, actually, because I'm kind of hungry. It's like past 12. Oh my god, it's 1:30. No, it's not. It's 12:30, because I didn't set the clock on the CD player back. That jump scared me. I was like, I've been here for 2 hours. Alright, thank you for watching. Hope this was interesting. Just a very casual one. I didn't really try to restrict the way I talked or anything. It's just the verbal. It's for you. Okay. I gotta stop. I'm like slightly delirious from hunger, I think. I will see you guys next week, probably with another journal with me, because we're going to Wales, I think, the week after that, and I want to film that. Haven't been for 2 years, actually, but excited. So I want to film that. So next week, probably quieter again, and because I have to do my tax return. So basically I have admin stuff to catch up on behind the scenes. So a quiet couple of weeks and then hopefully some fun stuff, but there we go. Okay, hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.